Dark. All right, how exciting. Let's dive into darkness.
Okay, I wanted to talk to you about human shame.
Human shame. It's really a shame that humans have shame. Because you don't have to.
Let me explain.
All right, explain your shame on the plane in Spain.
So it feels like to me that I took the quote-unquote spiritual knowledge so far that all of a sudden I hit a wall. And it's like, oh, you also have to conquer your personal power.
Well, not conquer, but align with.
Right. And in doing that, it's taken me down this pretty dark journey.
Such as? For example?
Well, for example, the shame. So,
yes.
Exploring shame, understanding shame.
Yes. So that you can let go of it, yes?
Yes, but what I'm having a challenging time with now is I see it everywhere. It's like, it feels like I feel everyone's shame.
When you explore something, you see it everywhere because you're on that frequency of exploration. But so what? You're learning about it. How can you not see something if you're going to learn about it?
So it's okay to have an experience where you feel so out of alignment and you almost don't even see the people you love the way you want to.
Yes, it's okay if you're using it for a positive learning experience. So as long as you are not allowing yourself to get stuck in it, so to speak, by worrying about the fact that you're having the experience, you'll use it in a positive way instead of a negative one.
So how would you imagine I could unstuck myself?
I just told you. You understand that you're doing it for a positive learning experience. And then you'll have an overview of it rather than feeling immersed in it. You'll become more neutral as an observer of it without necessarily having to take on the qualities that you're observing. Unless you want to do it to whatever degree you need to, just to understand what the experience is like. But you'll still understand that that's why you're doing it. It won't be something that you're unconscious of doing. It'll be something you're conscious of doing for a reason. And therefore you'll remain relatively neutral or objective in the exploration. You won't get caught up in it.
Okay.
So you have to look at it that way.
I feel that I do see it that way, but it still seems very scary to me.
Then you're not looking at it that way. But again, you can understand it's all right to be scared if you understand that it's a temporary experience for learning. Let me give you an analogy.
Okay.
Do you like roller coasters?
Yes.
Are you temporarily scared when you're riding them?
Yes.
But the ride is over at one point, isn't it?
Yes.
Did you have fun being scared for a while?
Yes.
Then you're on a different roller coaster, that's all. You're on the shame coaster.
I just can't imagine what type of person I'm going to be.
That is the issue. You can't imagine it, but you can. You just need to let yourself imagine how it could be used differently and what you could learn from it in a positive way. So when you say, I can't imagine it, you're stating that as if it's a fact. It's not a fact. It's an opinion. It's a belief. It's a perspective. It's not a fact that you can't imagine how it could be something that you could learn something positive from. You can. But you are not believing that you can.
I think for me, it's being able to see the person I'll be when I come out of it. I feel like
and what would allow you to do that? What kind of perspective would you have to adopt that would allow you to have the kind of perspective that would work for you when you come out of it? Use your imagination right now.
Okay, ask the question again.
Thank you.
Wait, can you ask it again so I can give you the answer?
Can you use your imagination to imagine what it would look like and what it would feel like to come out of it with the lesson learned and then move on? Can you imagine seeing yourself do that?
Yes, I would imagine I would be more like you.
There you go. Then why don't you just be more like me? And then you'll be able to do it. All you have to do is imagine the version of yourself and see that version of yourself doing it, and then do what she does. Behave as she behaves, think as she thinks, feel as she feels, and you will be her.
And it's okay that there might be a little bit of a process?
Process is the entire point of why you're having a physical life. The process is the point. As you've heard on your planet sometimes, the journey is the destination. It's the whole reason why you're having a physical incarnation. Because you want to experience the process of change in order to have a deeper appreciation of it. So the process is the point. Whatever's happening at the moment, there's nowhere more important to be. Be in the process. That's the whole point of why you're experiencing it. To learn from the process. To change yourself and discover something new about yourself from a new perspective. You can't have a new perspective and a new discovery if you don't have a space-time process of some sort. Now, true, on the spirit level, it's a lot less, but on the physical level, it's a very specific kind of space-time process that allows you to have the experience of discovering something new and feeling that you have changed. If things were timeless, there would be no change. Yes?
Yeah.
So in order to experience the grandeur of change, the great ecstasy of having made a breakthrough, a realization, a revelation, you have to have a process of change.
So I'd like to expand on that a little more, if that's okay.
Of course.
So one of the aspects that I've been exploring that I feel both excited and also really uncomfortable with is shame as it pertains to people who have committed what we would say as evil or bad. Or...
All right. Let me stop you there for one moment because we need to clarify something here.
Sure.
There is a natural vibration within you that is a self-correcting mechanism that urges you back into alignment with your true vibration, your true self. You can interpret that sometimes as shame. But if it goes longer than about 15 seconds, it's self-judgment. And that's where you start having the difficulty. But natural anger, natural shame, which may need different words, is really nothing more than an alignment process, a realignment urging, an encouragement to go back into alignment. Now, if somebody doesn't do it, and it continues, it can develop into the kind of self-judgment shame that you're talking about, where then it simply becomes a cycle of self-judgment that feels like an entrapment. But if you understand that the origin of that feeling is simply a realignment process to what is really true for you, and you don't negatively define it or judge it in that first 15 seconds, you won't actually go into the negative form of shame, of self-judgment for having felt out of alignment. You will simply go back into alignment instead of wallowing in the fact that you went out of alignment, which is self-judgment, which doesn't allow you to align. Does that help?
Yes, it's synchronistic because I wanted to ask you about perfectionism.
Well, you're perfect as you are right now. In the next moment, you will be a different kind of perfect. But whatever you are right now is a perfect version of what you are. So you can't be a more perfect version of what you are right now. When you change, you will be a different version. And that version will be perfect for what it is. But perfectionism in the sense of self-judgment, again, goes back to the idea that you're not good enough as you are.
So what permission slip would you give to me or to humanity about this judgment and this realizing it's okay to come out of alignment?
All right, there are many different kinds, of course, of permission slips that you could find yourself attracted to, but I can give you a very, 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 very basic and very simple one if you wish.
I'll take it.
Get over yourself. Get over yourself. So what? That's the mantra. All right, I went out of alignment. So what? I recognize that now. Is that what I prefer? No. Do I prefer to go back into alignment? Yes. Done.
So where does all the seriousness come from?
Where does all
The seriousness come from?
It comes from having been taught to believe that you're not worthy.
All right. So smart. Thank you.
So are all of you if you would just pay attention to yourselves.
I just wanted to add one piece
Yes.
that whenever I'm confused or lost or I have a question, I just ask myself, what would Bashar tell me?
And again, your higher mind will answer you. Yes?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Bashar.
Andrew, you good day.
How are you today?
Perfect, and you?
Everything is good?
Sans
I have a
faire
few
rien.
questions relating to Joshua, the Christian call it Jesus. You mentioned that it was
Joshua,
artificial insemination. You mentioned that it was made through Mary with artificial insemination. That's the way it was
Of a
created.
type, but not in the way that your technology exists.
Well, I have no idea how to do that anyway. So, my question is related because I was asking you before which alien actually did that, and you said that you couldn't tell.
And I still can't.
You still okay? Now there is. If I go back, you know, you have the story of Moses. You know, who went on top of the bush with flames and all that. Was the same aliens doing talking to him? Was it the same people that created what was created that became, you know, the Torah and then the Christianity, the Bible and all that? Is it the same people?
Yes.
So, question, how do they feel about the result of the experiment?
Since many of you are now beginning to wake up and ask these questions from a higher level, they feel quite good about it. But it took a while.
Okay. So that makes total sense.
I know.
You know. Now I went to some, you know, I'm actually a Buddhist, but I went to some Torah reading, you know, for Messianic Jews, you know.
Yes.
And they explain a different story because most of the Bible come from, you know, the Torah and all that. And they have things talking about the fallen angel that you mentioned were the Anunnaki.
In a sense, yes. That's one of the ways to translate the story, is that the Anunnaki who came to Earth and used their genetics to create Homo sapiens were looked at by the greater portion of the Anunnaki, in a sense, as having done something out of alignment with their civilization. And so you could consider them, from one perspective, to be the fallen angels.
Oh, I see. Because they seem, these people I'm talking about studying those things, to think that it's kind of evil. Those fallen angels, they are like evil.
It's not so much evil in the classical sense, again, as it is simply the idea of acting out of integrity, acting out of alignment, acting with negative energy. And they ultimately came to terms with that.
Oh, I see. So it's just like the same thing. Then people who create the whole system, they finally, it's getting better. So they think it's going to work the right way, ultimately.
In a sense, yes. I'll let you get away with that explanation.
Yeah, trying to make it that I understand it. That's what it is.
All right.
You know, I have a personal question.
Yes.
Going, it seemed to be very reacting a lot more to feelings that I was before. You know, it's just if
Reacting to
reacting.
feelings?
It's just, let's say that I watch a movie, let's say,
yes.
and there is a scene that is kind of sad, and I feel very sad, and I used to just watch and it's sad.
So you're developing a stronger sense of empathy.
Yeah, no, but it's kind of it's kind of a bothering after a while. It's hard to handle sometimes, you know.
Now, I'm going to put this in a certain way just because we enjoy joking with you.
Yes, I love that.
So please understand that this is just a joke. You're becoming slightly less French.
I'm so glad, you know, because I was feeling heavy lately, you know. It's just Anyway, I really thank you so much for all the information. Okay.
And thank you for allowing us to tease you a bit.
Oh yeah, I always like the way you tease. You know,
all right.
I always love it. So, you're the best. Bye-bye.
Au revoir.
It's good to see you again, Bashar.
And to you as well. Good day.
Yes, I have several questions, and I'm not sure which to answer first, but one thing that occurred to me just as I was sitting before I came up here, other than the ones I wrote down, was a personal thing about my memory of being part of Atlantis.
Yes.
And a scientist there. And
you're making a connection from the present to a scientist who exists there in Atlantis simultaneously for your own purposes, yes. It's not you as a person.
Right.
It may be the same oversoul that you're an extension of, and that being is an extension of. And from the oversoul level, you could say, those are my lives. But from the human individual level, you've never been that person. They will never be you.
Okay.
But you're making that connection. So how does it serve you to have that connection? What are you learning by having that connection?
Well, I'm doing science now. I am a scientist today.
Right. So you're drawing from that person's experience.
Yes.
To guide you in doing science in the way that would work best for this age of transformation on Earth?
Yes.
All right.
And so in doing what I'm doing now, we have crystals that we've created that enhance life force.
All right.
And
that are permission slips that allow someone with a belief system to enhance their own life force.
Well, yes, but we've done thousands of experiments with plants.
Yes.
And the plants grow better, healthier.
Yes.
With certain crystal forms.
Yes, but the plants also know what it is you're attempting to do and will agree with your belief systems and show you the reflection of that. They know what they're doing.
Well, yes, but we have done blind studies too.
It doesn't matter. You can't blind the higher mind.
Thank you. So we also, I spoke to you before about the location parameter of things.
Yes.
And I wanted to know, and you said you could do it acoustically or electromagnetically.
For the experiment that we described, yes.
Yes, and I remember that experiment, and we're going to pursue it as soon as we can.
All right.
It's complex for us with our present
if you
technology.
Say so.
But, well, anyway.
We made it as simple as we could.
Yes. Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
What I wanted to ask was, what is, in both the acoustic and electromagnetic domains, what is the frequency domain of that location signature?
What is the
frequency domain, you know, in hertz or cycles per second? Is there a chirp, or is there a, what is it? What does it look like?
What does it look like?
Well, if you beam
what does the frequency of an object look like to your instruments? How do you measure it? It's going to be a part of that harmonic.
Well, we tend to, I mean, you said you could ping it, you could even hit it with a little hammer.
And you can record the sound. And then on one of your instruments, do you not see some kind of an output representation of the sound you recorded in frequency terms?
Well, the frequency from the object may be completely different than what you have pinged it with, so to speak.
But you're recording the vibration of the object you pinged, not the vibration of the pinger.
That's right. You ping it and then you wait and listen.
Yes. And so when you record the vibration of the object, do you not have some kind of an output representation that tells you the frequency?
Well, yes, I've done some of that, but what I want to know is, which one am I looking for? What is the location part?
Well, that's why you have to move the object, because you have to have an instrument sensitive enough to notice the difference between the vibration you recorded here and the vibration you recorded there. And when you see the difference, you'll have found the locational variable. That's the whole point of the experiment.
I understand that part, but there's so many different vibrations that come.
It's a harmonic.
That it's difficult to see what's
Then you
what.
may need to make more sensitive instruments. Remember, we told this to all of you earlier on. Some of your instruments may not be sensitive enough. So you have to have more sensitive instruments and design those that can tell the difference between the vibration in one location and the vibration in another.
Okay. Well, also carrying on from the crystal analogy, or the crystal question.
Yes.
What is it about a crystal that Rupert Sheldrake called it a morphogenic field, for example, around life forms and crystals and other
well,
things?
it's a more orderly pattern of information. It's a code. It's a code of information. Crystals are representative of the idea of a particular kind of order to the information.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's something I already knew. I just wanted
All right. Well,
a little deeper understanding.
Deeper in what sense?
Well, because the extension of the crystal into the space beyond its own structure,
Yes.
how does that manifest? That's what I'm getting at.
Crystals, being the pure form that they are, well, I'm just going to use this word. You don't have to take it exactly literally in the way you understand this word, but crystals know, it's built into them to know that they actually exist everywhere at once in the holographic matrix. So they automatically have a path that can propagate that wave through what you call space, because it's actually propagating through multiple probable crystal forms that they know all exist at once. Does that make sense?
That's very helpful, yes.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. The artifacts that the man Trevor in the earlier session today
Yes.
was talking about.
Yes.
We had some Russian scientists looking at actually where these were dug up in Mexico.
Yes.
And they've carbon dated them at up to 15,000 years old.
Yes.
And we were
They
speculating.
carbon dated the material that was stuck in them.
Right, the glue or the adhesive that held
The organic
parts-
material.
Right, the organic
Yes.
material. You can't carbon date stone.
Correct.
And anyway, a number of these pieces have been dated at the University of Arizona and
Yes.
at the Center for whatever it is in Colorado, where they do all the carbon dating. I forgot the name.
All right. Well, and the point is?
And the point is that many of these are very old, and
Yes.
one of the Russians that was looking at all of these, his theory was that the people of Sirius were here.
Yes.
Many thousand. They were the earlier ones, the ones that are the oldest ones.
They're not the oldest ones, but they're one of them.
Okay, can you give me any kind of history on that? And
Not at this particular moment, no.
his thought was that these stones were actually inscribed by the extraterrestrials.
Some of them were inscribed by humans under the guidance of those beings, and some of them were inscribed by humans later.
Okay. And what was the purpose of these stones?
To understand the idea of resonant permission slips.
Okay. For the purpose of doing what?
Of allowing the humans to know that they could always be in conscious contact with those beings by vibrating in accordance to the permission slip stones, by matching the frequency of those stones.
Similar to your SSonic contact crystals,
Similar to that idea.
which I'm wearing one, by the way.
All right. So yes, a different version of that idea.
Okay.
It taps into the frequency of the Sirius consciousness and other civilizations as well.
And on these stones, there's a glyph language written, and you see
Yes.
the same symbols, and they vary on the older ones from the newer ones. And
Yes.
the oldest ones look similar to some that have been written on clavicle bones found in China.
Yes. Well, the ETs got around.
Yes. Yes.
We will talk about what the symbols represent in a future transmission.
One final question.
Yes.
In your physical form,
Yes.
are you compatible with the atmosphere of this planet?
Yes.
So
And
could-
you're compatible with our atmosphere, although we're a little more oxygen rich, so you might be a little dizzy until you acclimate.
Okay.
But as long as you shift to our dimension, You could walk on the surface of our planet and be just fine, and we can walk on the surface of your planet and be just fine as well.
And the gravitational element is about the same?
Our planet has slightly less gravity than yours, but
we could
it's
jump
not
higher.
something that's, yes, a little bit, but it's not something so different that it would be uncomfortable.
We could
And
jump
remember
for
that
joy.
we can adjust our vibrational component to equalize our gravitational quotient when walking on your planet, so it doesn't necessarily feel heavier to us.
So is Essassani near Sirius?
No, it's not even in your dimension of reality. It's in a parallel reality.
I see.
If we were to overlap our reality with yours, our star system would be about 500 light years in the direction of the Orion constellation.
Oh, interesting.
Does that help?
Yes, it's been a great pleasure speaking with you.
And with you as well.
Good day, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So Daryl brought up a question during lunch, and I thought it was a very good question. When you do a frequency reading, what are you actually reading?
We are reading a combination of frequencies that you give off that represent many different things. Some of it represents what it is you believe. Some of it represents the probabilities you're willing to consider. Some of it represents the idea of the actions that you take. Some of it represents communications and connections you have to other beings. It represents many different things, and we read it as a collective vibrational harmonic.
Great. Can you tell me the frequency that I have right now?
At this particular moment, 167,842 cycles per second.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's very precise. Earlier, when Nicole had asked you about your instruction manual, you said there's a higher consciousness of the Sirius civilization. Can you share a little bit about that?
The higher consciousness.
What your instruction manual is?
Oh, the instruction manual is what we've said.
The same?
The idea is, first of all, there's the activation principle. You act on your passion to the best you can with no insistence or assumption on the outcome. That activates the kit. It becomes the driving engine that moves you through life. The organizing principle of synchronicity in a positive way gets activated. It becomes the path of least resistance, so you don't experience effort moving through life. It becomes the path that supports you in whatever form of abundance you need. It becomes the path that connects you to all expressions of your excitement that are relevant for you in your life. It absolutely leaves nothing relevant out whatsoever. It becomes the reflective mirror that reveals to you anything within your belief system that is out of alignment with your passion, so you can let go of that belief and bring that energy back into alignment. And then by staying in a positive state, no matter what happens, and extracting the positive benefit from it, that's the entire instruction manual. We can always, as we say, go into greater detail in each of those instructional points and talk about the idea of how you can wrap your mind around them a little bit more clearly. But there are no more instructions. That's the entire description of the structure of existence, along with the concept of the 5 laws. And the idea, therefore, is that there are no more instructions. That's a complete manual, and it contains everything you need to understand. And it only requires understanding it in order to experience the effect of it to your advantage.
Okay. I just wanted to make that distinction if there are any additional things for you, but...
Nope.
No, I appreciate that.
Again, the additional things are simply deeper explanations
Okay.
of each of those instructions, but there are no more instructions.
Okay. And then you had, the other questioner had requested about the angelic realm, and you said that's the first reflection.
Yes.
What's the second?
Well, the second reflection would be what you typically refer to as kind of a sub-angelic realm. You talk about yourself, different levels or layers of angels in your own understanding, yes?
Yes.
You say there are certain kinds of angels,
Right.
archangels, seraphim, so on and so forth, cherubim, so on and so forth. So the reflections spread out farther and farther into different ripples and expressions and multiple reflections of those things. Then it goes into things like universal reflections and galactic reflections and solar system reflections and parallel reality reflections and individual planetary reflections of consciousness and individual soul reflections and oversoul reflections and so on and so on and so on, down to the idea of individuated physical incarnational reality reflections. So again, it's a rather slippery system, not really an exact hierarchy, because these vibrations can blend and fuse, and you can choose to highlight a particular level of frequency and say, well, that is the galactic level, or that is this council level. But you're the ones kind of extracting what you need from that. It's a relatively smooth spectrum of frequencies.
Okay.
You can create dividing lines where you need to for your own archetypal understanding, and other civilizations may create different dividing lines.
All about perspective. And then the first level of mastery, when Willa gave us that meditation, when we go into the forest and a tree.
And you're sitting between the tree and the river.
Now, that's what I wanted to get clarity. Living in California, we don't have a whole lot of rivers. So
any babbling brook will do, even an artificial one.
Okay.
It's still water.
That's my question. Perfect.
There you go.
And then, so I had an experience that I felt like I saw the when you're shifting kind of like the realities, I don't know how to explain it, where it slowed down, the frame slowed down.
That's because you're actually speeding up and matching the frame rate of physical reality. So they seem to slow down. It's not too dissimilar from your Einsteinian principle of time dilation. When you go faster, things seem to slow down around you because you're matching the frame rate.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, and so
Have you ever taken a strobe light and done that with something that's moving?
Wow, that's...
Yes, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It looks like suddenly that the thing is standing perfectly still, even though it may be moving, because you've matched its frame rate and isolated a particular frame that is equivalent to your perspective at that moment, so it looks frozen.
Yeah, that's a great way to visually explain that.
Yes.
Wow, that was really good. Thank you. And then what is it about also the feeling of time and space is moving through us? So it's like things are coming to me rather than me moving.
You can look at it that way, and it might in some sense be more accurate since you're creating it with your consciousness anyway.
Okay.
So yes, you can practice those ideas, and it can give you different perspectives. Now, please understand the analogy I'm about to use doesn't mean that you shouldn't be driving your automobiles very safely. But you can practice a little bit when it's safe to understand that from a certain perspective, you can begin to realize that you're not moving down the road. The road is coming to you and you're standing perfectly still.
Yeah.
That can help you practice the idea of understanding that you're creating reality. Reality is being created through you, and you're not actually in a reality and not really moving around anywhere. That's all an illusion. But be safe.
Yeah. That's funny you say that. We were in my Tesla during the break doing really fast speeds. We were safe, but it was really fun.
All right.
And we were, yeah. And then my last interest is this connection that I have with dolphins and whales.
Yes.
It feels like there's something shifting with them right now, and I don't know how to really describe it. Is there something you can speak to that?
Well, you understand it's a serious energy connection.
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, how do you want to express it in life? Is there something you could be doing you're not doing to express that energy?
Yes.
Such as?
Such as I want to do swim with them in the water in the wild.
What else?
Channeling their energy.
What else?
Connecting them.
What else?
Painting, sculpting. I know.
All right.
I know. I don't know why I have such resistance to it.
I know.
Why do I have such resistance to it if it's such a...
You tell us. Why are you resistant to that artistic expression of the energy?
It feels like a lot of work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I see. Well, then I guess because it's so much work, you will not be able to receive the amazing surprises that await you when you start doing it.
Oh, poor me. Okay.
I guess you'll just have to suffer.
I know, that's so silly. Okay, I'll do it. I'm ready.
Up to you.
Okay.
But I guarantee you, you will be astonished at what you see in those mirrors, because that's what art is.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
It'll awaken and open up a whole new reality to you.
Okay.
Does that not sound exciting enough?
I guess a little.
A
It does.
little.
Thank
All right,
you.
a little.
Yeah, it does a lot. Thank you, Bashar. I love you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Hello, Tadeo.
Nania.
Yes. We have some questions from our Ustream listeners.
Yes.
Okay, so the first question is, there is an area in Mullumbimby, Australia.
In what?
Mullumbimby, Australia.
All right.
That the indigenous people say has 3 pyramids that mirror the 3 pyramids in Giza,
Yes,
and do in fact predate them. Do you know
Yes.
anything about this?
I do.
Do you want to say anything about it?
At that time, 10,500. BC, as you say. Similar pyramids were set up around your planet in a variety of ways to maintain knowledge, to preserve knowledge, so that it would last through the asteroidal and cometary impact catastrophes that eradicated a lot of knowledge on your planet in cycles. So all the information that was preserved in time capsules that you call pyramids are available on every continent.
Cool.
Well, not all was so cool in Australia, but yes.
Now, this question is a completely different direction.
Should
Just
I look
preparing
over
you.
here?
This person is asking, they're asking this outside of what is truly happening, but is relevant to what they're being presented with in their life.
Yes.
Why has God forsaken me?
God has not forsaken you, but God has given you the opportunity to experience being forsaken, which means you haven't been forsaken, because if you were truly forsaken, you would have no experience at all. So the very fact that you can feel forsaken proves that you have not been forsaken, or you would have no experience to speak of.
That's that paradox that
Yes,
you
it
talk
is.
about. Because paradoxically, by God, in the sense, not controlling everything and allowing everything,
Yes.
that's the unconditional.
Absolutely. It's the same idea as understanding that regardless of whether you have an experience of being disconnected, you can't be disconnected. Therefore, the paradox is you are using your connection to Source to create an experience that you're disconnected from Source. So the experience of disconnection is proof that you're connected.
That's very interesting.
Yes,
You all think really interesting.
we do. So do you.
I know.
Just differently interesting.
If I physically go to the area of one of these portals, how do I take advantage of the energy? And is it different for each portal?
It is different for each portal and different for each person's relationship with that portal. So, being in the area allows you the opportunity to decide, first and foremost, why you were attracted to that particular portal, what that energy specifically means for you, and what it is it allows you to work on within yourself to know yourself more fully. What kind of an experience would be representative of your passion in that energy field, in that bubble, reality?
It's so interesting because it's all about really letting your intuition within yourself show you
Yes.
the way to connect with the energy that's being presented,
Yes.
and let it reveal to you through your own stories, your own
Exactly.
higher mind, what is relevant for you in
Yes.
that moment.
In other words, approaching a portal may be easier to understand what's going on if you approach it more artistically than mentally.
Right, right. So you're playing with it, you're allowing your
Yes.
creative nature to interact with the situation and dream up whatever you want.
Well, again, not what you want, but where your imagination takes you.
Yeah, I guess what I meant was, what it reminded me of is being in Machu Picchu, and it's dusk, and walking through the ruins and feeling the other beings that are present
Yes.
at that time.
Yes.
And that's just the playful nature of the state that I was in, then allowed me to become aware of almost a game of hide and go seek that was happening.
Yes. Another way to approach that idea in playing that game is to be in the portal, quiet yourself, calm yourself, and then in the silence ask, where am I now? Who am I now? And see what you get. You may find yourself shifting through a variety of shades of parallel realities by just asking those questions. Where am I now? Who am I now? See what happens.
And similar to the process that Daryl goes through, where it's so second nature now for him to do that.
Nature.
First nature. Except he's him a lot of times.
He is him a lot of times. I am me a lot of time. And together we are the third entity.
I know.
We are the overlap, the vesica
Pisces.
the simulacrum.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, the simulation of a personality structure that gets filled with the combination of our two vibrations and creates a third autonomous identity to which you are speaking now. Because it is neither him nor me. It is the combination of us both, and it's its own entity. This is the secret of channeling. You allow for a blank personality to be filled with the vibration of the harmonic between the two entities that are bridging to each other. And through that third personality comes the translation and the communication. It is its own reality.
Love it. It's great. It's so interesting. It's so fascinating.
It is.
You are so fascinating. So, was there a sighting this week in Ireland? Or, was it an extraterrestrial sighting or something? Do you know anything about that?
Yes, and yes.
Oh, thank you for that in-depth coverage.
You're welcome. Yes.
Oh, this was kind of an interesting one. Recently, I was in Sedona on Bell Rock, and as I was meditating, I called to my hybrid children. I often play Cybo in the morning, so I used dice, and when I came out of my meditation, I found 3 miniature dice on a ledge next to me that weren't there before.
All right.
I wanted to know who was behind that.
Well, the person who created it, who experienced it, shifted themselves to another reality.
So in other words, they simply shifted to a parallel reality where somebody was playing dice with them?
They were playing dice.
Right, because he was calling, or he or she was calling the hybrid children, I guess, and...
Yes. Well, yes, playing together.
So 1 minute they're playing with their own dice, and then they come out of the state, and there's 3 other dice.
Because they formed a real parallel reality link and a bridge to what you call a future reality when the hybrid children will be in that area. Yes?
Yes.
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 Yes. And now we must roll the dice, for it is time for a short break in this transmission so that you can prepare for your holotope meditational experience to help crystallize the idea of interdimensional portals within your being in a different way. Please take a short break.
Doing 皆さんが知っているようにこの時間、自分で作っている時間ですけど、今日のご機嫌はいかがでしょう。 Before we begin this interaction, this day of your time, allow me to remind you of a few things.
今日皆さんと話を始める前にいくつかのことを思い出してほしいと思います。
There will be in any of these interactions new energy that will be realized by many of you.
今日こういう交流をしているときにたくさんの新しいエネルギーがここにいる何人かの人たちに感じられると思います。
And you may find yourself making many recognitions and realizations and releasing.
そういうものを見て新しい、そういうものを感じて新しい認識、新しい気づき、そういうものがあると思います。
All of these things will occur at a natural and comfortable pace if you allow them to.
自分がそれを許してあげれば、自分に一番心地の良いペースでそれを自然に起こすことができます。
Any energy that you begin to feel, allow yourself first of all to remember you can handle it.
どんなエネルギーでも自分で感じ始めたとき、自分で思い出してください。自分にはこれに対処するだけの力があるんだということ。
You may feel many different things, but understand the universe never gives you more than you can handle.
必ず覚えておいてほしいのは、宇宙というものはあなたが対処できないものを与えることはないということです。
Never.
決してないんです。
Never.
決してないんです。
Never.
決してないんです。
And so therefore, if you feel that there is energy that is too strong for you,
ですから自分に対して強すぎるエネルギーが来てるなと感じたとき、
that feeling will usually be the product of your definition of the energy, not the universe's definition of the energy.
そういう時には自分で使っている定義づけを使っているんです。宇宙の定義づけは自分に来てるんでは、降りかかってるんではないんです。
So it is our suggestion that you allow yourself to breathe the energy through your body.
ですから私たちが進めることは、そのエネルギーを呼吸とともに体の中で流してあげてください。
In a relaxed and open manner, trusting in the positive nature of what you are experiencing.
リラックスして、そして自分が体験していることを肯定的に捉えることを決めて呼吸をしてください。
It is all right to feel a release. It is all right to feel great change going on within you.
自分の中でそういう解放感とか、自分の中のいろんな変化を感じるのは全くいいんです。
But simply remember that it is all the product of your choice to unfold as a positive and loving and serving individual.
ただ覚えておいてください。自分が、愛する、そしてみんなに奉仕する、そういうものの産物として今そういうエネルギーを感じることを自分が選択しているということです。
Therefore, do not fear, but be glad and feel gratitude towards the universe.
ですから恐れることなく宇宙に感謝を持ってそれを感じてあげてください。
And be glad that you are willing to discover more and more of who and what you are.
そして自分が誰であるか、自分はどんな存在であるかということを、こういうものを通しながら学んでいくということを選んでいることに感謝をしてください。
Remember that each and every individual is a unique construction.
一人一人というのは非常にユニークな存在なんです。構造を持っているんです。
And that the personality that you are is not really fundamentally who or what you are.
皆さんの持っている性格、個性というのが基本的にあなたは誰であるかということを表すのではありません。
But only a temporary manifestation reflecting whatever particular idea you are working through at this particular moment.
その瞬間にあなたが何を今学ぼうとしているか、一番自分の持っているそういう強いものが性格として出ています。
Therefore, as you change the idea of yourself, you change the person that you are literally.
ですから自分の中に持っている考え、観念を変えると自分という人間が全く変わります。文字通り変わるんです。
And therefore, by the time this interaction is over with today, you will not be the same people you were when you walked in. Literally.
ですから今日皆さんがここに入ってきた時と、それから今日出ていく時、文字通り全く違う人間になっています。
No matter how you think you still look in the mirror, you're not going to be the same people because outside looks is simply an illusion.
鏡の中でどういうふうに見えていても、皆さんは全く違う人間になっています。この外観というのは全く幻想なんです。
If you do change yourself sufficiently, you can begin to change your outside looks.
自分の中を十分に変化し始めたとき、外も変わってきます。
That may simply happen automatically for some of you over a period of time.
人によってはそれが自然に自動的に、ある期間をかけて起こります。
But your civilization is still very focused in space and time, and therefore those changes take a period of time to occur.
皆さんのこの社会というのはまだ時間と空間に非常に固着しています、執着しています。ですから実際に変化が体のレベルで起きるのには時間がかかったりします。
Maintaining a similar outward appearance from moment to moment is simply your way of establishing continuity, so you can recognize each other.
皆さんが自分の顔や何かこの外側を、ずっと毎春毎春同じように見ていくのは、自分の中で継続性を、連続性をつけておきたいからなんです。
When your civilization no longer looks at the exterior for recognition, but the interior for recognition, it will not matter what the exterior looks like.
外側がどうであるかより内側の認識に目を向け始めると、もっと向け始めると外が毎春毎春変わっても気にならなくなります。
And no matter how drastically you change, each and every one of you as an individual will always maintain your signature vibration.
そして毎春毎春自分がどのぐらい外が変わったとしても、劇的に変わったとしても、自分のシグネチャーバイブレーション、自分の固有周波数というものは常に保つことができます。
It is by the signature vibration that your soul is recognized no matter what changes occur in the personality.
性格の部分でどれだけ変化をしても、自分の固有周波数が魂というものを表現しています。
To also remember that even though your exterior physical body may not drastically change, that does not mean that drastic changes cannot occur in your persona.
それと同時に外側は全く変わってないとしても、自分の中が変わって、そして自分の性格が変わっているということは大いにあり得ます。
If you desire to be different than you are, and you act in a different way, you will be a different person, and you will have a different life.
自分が変わることを望み、どういうふうに変わったか、そのように行動しているとき、自分の人生が実際に変わります。
We thank you for expressing the boldness and the conviction to be willing to change in beautiful ways.
非常に美しい方法で自分が変わることを信念を持ってやってくれてどうもありがとう。
So, you want to know about creative relationships, eh?
それでは皆さん、クリエイティブ・リレーションシップ、創造的な人間関係を知りたいんですね。
Well, you are in for a workout today.
皆さん、運動の準備はできてますか？ Bashar, we have a question
Yes.
beforehand.
But let us lay down the foundation that we will still tie in the question to the idea of relationships by beginning with your relationship to the entire earth and the changes that are going on therein.
質問に入る前に、先ほど質問があると言いましたけど、その前にどうせ質問の方にもつながっていく、まずその前段階をお話したいと思います。今地球全体で起こっている人間関係はその他に関連することです。
Therefore, the question may now be asked.
それではちょっと話が違いますけど、質問を今してもらいましょう。Thank you very much for giving me opportunity to ask you a question.
We thank you for sharing what is in your heart.
あなたのハートの中にあるものをみんなと分かち合ってくれてどうもありがとう。I'm an astrologer.
All right.
はい。From the charts of Japanese people, 300 to 500 people's charts, there was a significant change.
Yes.
どんなもんでしょう？I observed that there'll be a big change from 89年から90年 from 89 to 90 on a vast level.
Yes.
はい。I'd like to ask you for a couple of suggestions for that.
All right. Suggestions in what way?
どういう形でサジェッションすればよろしいでしょう？One thing is, if that kind of social, vast social change takes place, or vast, big crisis occurs, for people, those of people who wants to serve the society, what can they do?
First of all, you can understand that all transformation can be viewed in either a positive or a negative way.
最初に分かってほしいのは、理解していただきたいのは、すべての変化というもの、変革というものは、 肯定的にも否定的にも見ることができるということです。
Assuming that transformation on that scale has to be destructive will usually attract an individual into a destructive transformation.
そういうものが、そういう変革というものが破壊的な形で起きなければいけないと思っているときには、そういう過程をしているとだんだんそっちの方に流れていきます。
But approaching it with the attitude that that kind of transformation is simply destructurizing can allow it to be a positive change.
そういう変革が今までできたものが、分解して新しいものができるというような肯定的な見方をすることができます。そうすると肯定的な方に働いていきます。
Just because there is an indication of vast changes taking place in your society does not in and of itself indicate how the individuals must experience that change.
大きな変化があるとしても、その個人がそれをどういうふうに体験するかということはまた違うことです。
Remember that whatever is your strongest vibration is the reality you experience.
思い出してください。自分の持っているバイブレーション、波動があなたの、体験するものなんです。
A vibration of uncertainty, doubt and fear will usually attract a negative reality to the individual.
不安とか、それから疑い、そういうものを自分で持っているとき、そういう波動というのは恐れを呼びます。
But a vibration of service, love, light, joy, and ecstasy will usually attract an individual to the positive side of the transformation.
愛とか、それから奉仕、それから喜び、そういうものを持っていると、その人をそういう変革の時にも肯定的な方に運んでくれます。
Now there may be isolated areas upon your planet that will experience the transformation in negative ways, both emotionally and physically.
地球上でどこかの孤立した部分では、ある一部ではそういう変革を非常に否定的に、感情的にもそれから他の意味でも否定的に体験するかもしれません。
There might be isolated pockets that still experience the transformation in the form you would call catastrophe.
皆さんがカタストロフィー、災害という形でそういう一部が未だに否定的に通り過ぎなければいけないかもしれません。
However, even within those areas, an individual whose vibration is of a positive nature will not be negatively affected in any way.
そういう部分の中でさえ、そういう一部の地域の中でさえ、個人個人が自分が肯定的なものを見ていれば、そういう否定的な影響のされ方はしないんです。
Therefore, it is our suggestion and our preference to look at this vast change coming up in a positive way, to ensure positive results.
ですから、そういう大きな変革が今来ているとき、それを私たちがサジェスションしたいことは肯定的に見てほしいということです。
Now, much of what will be happening, especially between your 1990 and 1994, is as follows as we perceive your energy now.
私たちが皆さんの今エネルギーを感じながら見ているところでは、90年から94年、1990年から94年の間に起きることはこんなことです。
Vast new recognitions will have ignited throughout the consciousness of your planet regarding social unity.
皆さんの意識が、そして非常に大きな意識の部分が、社会的な統一性、そういうものに気がつき始めます。
And vast new recognitions regarding expressing individuality.
自分の個性というものを非常に外に表明する、そういう新しい認識があります。
And vast new recognitions regarding the existence of our extraterrestrial societies.
それと同時に地球外惑星の、そういう存在、そういうものに対しての新しい認識が出てきます。
You see, many of your governments have known for many years of our existence, but have suppressed the information.
皆さんの地球上の政府のたくさんの政府が我々の存在に気がついています。そしていろいろな情報を持っています。
Between what you call your 1990 and 1994, much of that information will be realized by the public.
そして90年から94年のそのぐらいの間にそういう政府が持っているいろんな情報が今度は公共の場に出されます。そして公共の場で認識されます。
This will ignite vast changes in how you perceive the universe as a society.
それによってこの社会として宇宙をだいぶ変えていきます。
But we do not say this to focus you upon us. We say this to focus you upon yourselves.
でもこういうことを言って我々の方に焦点を合わせてほしいんではないんです。自分自身に焦点を合わせてほしいんです。
Simply that many individuals will finally realize that they are now needed to take full responsibility for their lives rather than giving it away for someone else to run.
今たくさんの人たちがこういうことを要求されています。自分で自分の人生に責任を持つということです。よその人たちに自分の人生を走らせる、任せるんではなくて、自分で自分の行動に責任を取るということを今要求されています。
This does not have to translate into what you would call anarchy.
だからといって、みんなを言うことを聞かせなければいけないということではないんですね。
But the idea is that from this point forward, the energy of your society can make changes in the following way.
わがままになるということではないんですけど、次のような形で変革を起こしていくことができます。
What you have referred to as the governments of your planet who have ruled you in the past can now learn to serve you.
今まで自分たちが支配されてきたと思うような政府が今度は皆さんに奉仕をすることができます。
The more lines of communication that are open to them to allow them to understand that it is not a matter of losing power but gaining self-empowerment will make the transition much easier.
こういういろいろなことが起きているとき、自分の力を失うのではなくて、自分に力を取り戻すことによって、自分の中に力を取り戻すことによって変革が簡単に起きることができます。
Remember that when you talk about social and economic and political change, you are those institutions.
政治、経済、そして社会的な変化ということを話すとき、自分もその一部だということを忘れないでください。
Taking responsibility means acting as the full individual that you are, and in being of service, creating the unity of society that you desire.
自分の責任を持つということは自分の行動に責任を持つ、そして自分の社会に対して何か行動を起こすということです。それに奉仕できるように。
From your year 1990 to your year 2011, there will be much restructuring of your society.
皆さんの時間で1990年から2011年まで社会的な再構成が行われます。
Your entire planet.
地球全体の話です。
And much blending going on between all the cultures on your planet.
そしてたくさんの地球上の文化が混ざり合ってきます。
At first there may seem from some individuals to be more animosity, violence, violent intentions.
いろいろな場所でたくさんの暴力的な行為が起きるかもしれません。
But this will eventually balance out as unconditional love smooths the way.
でもそういうものも最後にはバランスが取れます。皆さんの無条件の愛がだんだんそれをスムーズにしていきます。
There will be especially another very strong social change in approximately your year 1997 as well.
そして1997年にもう一つ大きな変化があります。
And by your year of 2013, your society will have finally laid the foundations for a unified peace.
2013?
2013.
2013. Thank you. 2013年までこの地球上が一つとなったそういう世の中になります。
However, all of these are sensings that we perceive to exist in your energy now.
今言ったことはでもすべて今皆さんのエネルギーを感じて言えることです。
So let us say a few words about the idea of prediction.
ですから予言ということについてここでいくつか話をしたいと思います。
From our point of view, there really is no such thing as a prediction of the future.
我々の目からすると未来に対しての予言ということは本当はありえません。
There are sensings made in various ways of the energy that exists at the time the sensing is made.
その今みたいにそのエネルギーを感じているとき、この感じをつかむことはあります。
No one senses the future. You sense the present, which leads you to a probable future.
誰も未来を感知することはできないんです。現在のエネルギーを感じて未来の可能性を感知することはできます。
Your sensing of the present energy can lead you to conclude that unless the energy changes, this particular future is the most likely one to manifest.
ですから自分で何かそういうものを感知するとき、もしこのままエネルギーの状態が変わらなければ、こういうことが実際に起きてしまうだろうということは言えます。
Simply because it has the greatest deal of momentum or energy behind it, and therefore is unlikely to change direction.
そういうエネルギーに慣性があります。その慣性のままずっと行くと、こんな方向に行くだろうと。それは感知することができます。
However, this does not mean it cannot be changed, and it also does not mean that even if the general occurrence happens, that it must be experienced in any particular way.
だからといって変えられないということではありません。そしてそれと同時にそういうことが起きたとしても、それを同じようにある一定の方法で自分が体験しなければいけないということは全くありません。
If enough individuals become aware of exactly where the energy will lead them to what kind of a future, then they can decide to change that energy.
たくさんの人たちがこのままのエネルギーでいけばこういうふうになってしまうということを感じることができたら、変えることを、そのエネルギーを変えることができます。
Therefore, many so-called predictions actually render themselves obsolete by simply becoming known to the public.
ですから予言というものは公共的になったとき、みんなにそういうことを知らしめたとき、みんなが変えることができますから、それ自体予言の意味がなくなることがよくあります。
Therefore, remember that all predictions, no matter how they are made, are simply readings of the energy that exists now.
よく理解してください。予言というのはすべて今現在のエネルギーを読んでいるんです。
Therefore, when we speak of these changes in your upcoming years, we are talking about what we sense to be the most likely reality that seems unlikely to change in general concepts.
ですから今お話ししたようなことは、私たちが現在皆さんの中に感じるエネルギーで、一般的に一番変化しにくいであろうというふうに感じたエネルギーをお話しただけです。
But how each and every individual experiences those changes will have to do with the vibration they choose to be, positive or negative.
ここにいる皆さんがそれを変えたいとき、自分のエネルギーを自分で選択してください。肯定的にするのか、否定的にするのか。
To put it very simply, if an individual chooses to wake up now, then they do not have to shake themselves awake.
こういうふうに言うことができます。もしここにいるすべての人が今自分で目を覚まそうということを決めれば、後で外から、肩をゆすられて目を覚まさせられる必要はないんです。
And allow me to remind each and every one of you that you chose to be born at this time because you knew it would be a very exciting time of transformation.
今ここに生まれてきている人たち、ちょうど変革の時代で非常にワクワクしたところ、興奮するところに生まれてきています。
Therefore, make the best of it and be of service by being the full individual you can be.
せっかくこんな楽しい時に生まれてきてるんですから、自分がなれるだけの自分を 100% 生かしきって、そして楽しんでください。
By doing in your life what excites you the most.
自分が一番興奮することをやることによってそれができます。
Does this answer the question sufficiently?
どうでしょう、十分な答えになってるでしょうか。Yes, thank you very much.
We thank you very much for your sharing and your service.
あなたのその分かち合い、そしてあなたの奉仕に、もう一度感謝したいと思います。どうもありがとう。
And now, let us begin the second phase of the idea of relationships.
それでは人間関係の第2段階について話します。
The relationship of you to yourself, first of all.
一番最初に自分に対してのあなたの関係です。
Because when you talk about creative relationships with other people, if the one you have with yourself is not creative, it is unlikely anyone else is going to experience it.
創造的な人間関係なんていうことを話しても、まず自分自身に対して創造的でなければ誰と創造的になれるでしょう。
Are you all ready to be very bold?
皆さんは自分で大胆にいろんなことをやっていきたいですか？準備はできてますか？
One individual is ready to be bold.
一人ですね。
Oh, thank you very much.
どうもありがとう。
Then we shall have a lot of fun.
それでは今日は楽しめそうです。
All of you now, relax.
それでは
Become comfortable.
リラックスして、居心地のいい姿勢になってください。
Close your eyes if you wish.
目を閉じたければ閉じてください。
And take 3 deep breaths.
そして3つ深呼吸をしてください。
As you breathe in an easy manner, do the following thing.
リラックスしながら呼吸をして次のことをやってください。
Imagine your body relaxing.
自分の体がリラックスしているところを想像してください。
Imagine a warm, golden red energy penetrating every cell of your body.
あったかくて赤くて、そして、そういう光が、あったかくて赤くて、そして金色の光が自分の体をずっと通り抜けているのを見てください。
Feel every muscle beginning to let go and soften.
一つ一つの筋肉がいろんなしがみついているものを解放して柔らかくなってくるのを想像してください。
You may begin at your feet and allow the energy to work its way slowly up your legs.
足から始めてだんだんゆっくりと自分の足をそのリラックスした感じが上ってきます。
Just speak soothingly to all of the muscles in your body.
優しく自分の体の中の筋肉の一つ一つにお話をしてあげてください。
Allow the energy to move up your thighs and through your abdomen.
自分の太ももからお腹の部分までそういう感じが上ってくるのを許してあげてください。
Feel the energy moving up the musculature of your upper body and coursing down your arms to your very fingertips.
そういうエネルギーが今胸を上ってきて、そして腕から指先まで降りて行きます。
Let your shoulders relax.
肩もリラックスさせてあげてください。
Feel all the internal organs being bathed with warmth, relaxing warmth.
自分のお腹の中の内臓、いろいろな内臓があったかくリラックスしていくのを感じてください。
Feel your heart pumping warm blood through all portions of your body.
自分のハートが、自分の心臓がリラックスしながら優しく赤い血を体中に流しているのを見てください。
Feel your lungs continuing to breathe in a very easy, relaxed manner in and out very slowly.
自分の肺がリラックスした感じで呼吸を続けるのを感じてください。吐いて、吸って、そして吐いて。
Feel the energy moving up your throat, relaxing your vocal cords and all the muscles in your neck and the bones.
エネルギーが喉を上ってきます。声帯をリラックスさせて、そしてそこにある筋肉、骨もリラックスさせて上がっていきます。
Feel your jaw muscle relax, allow your tongue to relax.
顎の筋肉がリラックスしてきます。下の筋肉がリラックスしてきます。それを感じてください。
Feel the warmth.
その温かさを感じてください。感じてください。
Feel the warmth in your sinuses and behind your eyes and penetrating your eyes.
鼻、そして鼻の後ろのある空洞、目の後ろ、そういうものがリラックスしていくのを感じていきます。
And all the way up and around your scalp to the top of your head.
自分の頭蓋骨、それを通ってさらに頭のてっぺんまでリラックスします。
And see the radiant golden red light radiating from you in your aura all around.
そして赤く黄金に輝いた光が自分のオーラが体中から輝き出しているのを感じてください。
And now, beginning in your heart area, begin to imagine a bright emerald green shining light.
そしたら今度は自分のハートから心臓からエメラルドのようなエメラルドグリーンの緑色の光が輝き出すのを見てください。
And feel all of the idea of the green light expanding throughout every cell in your body.
その緑色の光が自分の体の中の細胞の一つ一つを通って、そして広がっていくのを感じてください。
And now feel that all of your mentality, all of your thoughts are relaxing and blending with your body relaxation.
自分の意識が自分の体とリラックスしながら一つに混ざり合っていくのを感じてください。
Feel the vibrant richness of your connection with nature.
自然と一つにつながっていて優しく振動している、そんな自分を感じてください。
Feel your sensitivity and your intuition.
自分の感受性、そして自分の直感を感じてみてください。
And feel all of your worries and all of your cares melting away in the green light.
自分の心配だとか不安がその緑の光に溶けて消えていくのを見てください。
And now, from within the area of your third eye, between your two eyes, see a bright blue light.
それでは今度は内側から自分の第三の目のところ、おでこのところに青い光を見てください。
And feel your spirit rejoicing at the relaxation of your body and your mind.
体と意識がリラックスするにつれて非常な喜びが出てくるのを感じてください。
And feel the cooling, cleansing air that washes through your entire body.
静かな、そして涼しい空気が体中を冷ましてくるのを感じてください。
Feel yourself breathing as spirit.
自分自身が魂として呼吸しているのを感じてください。
And now know beyond a shadow of a doubt that no matter what your consciousness tells you, your spirit, your mind, and your body are one.
自分の意識がどんなことを言おうとも、自分の魂、そして意識、そして肉体は一つだということを感じてください。
And you are now in the appropriate state to pray and be heard.
今ちょうどお祈りをして、そしてその祈りが向こうに届くのにちょうどいい状態にいます。
And you are in the appropriate state to receive all the unconditional love you deserve.
それと同時にあなたが受け取る価値のある無限の愛、それを今受け取れる状態にあります。
Now feel a bright white light of ecstasy shining within you.
恍惚感に満ちた白い光があなたの中で光っているのを見てください。
Feel a radiant connection to all that is.
無限の絶対的な完全のその光を自分を感じてください。
You are bathed in the light of unconditional love.
今あなたは無限の愛の海の中にいます。
Take 3 deep breaths and enjoy it.
3つ大きな呼吸をしてそれを楽しんでください。